Siri found her peace in the old bookshop. It was a haven, a quiet corner in a loud world. The scent of aged paper was her favorite perfume. It smelled of stories, it smelled of history, it smelled of comfort. She breathed it in deeply. Every day felt like coming home. This was where she belonged. She felt safe among the towering shelves. The books were her silent companions. She moved through the narrow aisles like a gentle ghost. Her footsteps made almost no sound on the creaking wooden floors. She knew every nook, she knew every cranny. Each book had its place, each place held a memory for her. She would trace the spines with her fingertips, feeling the raised letters, feeling the worn leather. She loved the solitude, the quiet hum of the old building. The sunlight would filter through the dusty window panes. It cast long shadows across the room, illuminating floating dust motes. They danced like tiny stars. Siri often sat by the window, a book open in her lap. But sometimes she just watched the light. She watched the shadows play. This shop was more than just a place of work. It was her sanctuary, her escape. Here she could be herself, utterly and completely. No need for pretense, no need for forced smiles. The books did not judge, they simply waited, ready to offer their wisdom, ready to offer escape. Siri cherished these moments, these quiet, solitary moments. The world outside could rush by, but in here time seemed to slow. It moved at the pace of turning pages. One Tuesday, the bell above the door chimed loudly. It was a sound that usually startled Siri. She preferred the gentle creak of the door. A man stood there. He was not a usual customer. He seemed to fill the doorway. He brought a different energy with him, a vibrant, almost restless energy. He looked around with wide, curious eyes, a stark contrast to Siri's quiet intensity. He was searching for something. His name was Forhad. He was a historian. He told Siri this almost immediately. His voice was warm. It was full of enthusiasm. He was searching for a rare first edition, a book he had chased for years. His passion was evident. It poured out of him with every word. He spoke quickly, eagerly. His hands moved as he talked, describing the book, describing its importance. Siri listened. She was usually reserved. She found herself drawn to his energy. It was so different from her own. Like a bright light entering her shadowed world. He asked for her help. His smile was infectious. It reached his eyes. They sparkled with a keen intelligence and an almost boyish excitement. Siri felt a tiny smile touch her own lips, a rare occurrence. She nodded. She would try to help him. She knew the shop's secrets better than anyone. He followed her through the labyrinth of shelves. His presence was a warmth beside her. He commented on books as they passed, showing a deep knowledge, a genuine love for stories, not just facts and dates, but the heart within the history. Siri found herself responding more than she usually did with strangers. His enthusiasm was like a current, pulling her gently from her quiet shell. This was new, this was unexpected. Days turned into weeks. Forhad became a regular visitor. He didn't always find his rare book, but he always found Siri. They started to talk more, not just about books, but about dreams, about the world. Siri spoke of her quiet hopes. Forhad shared his grand ambitions. He listened to her, truly listened. His gaze was steady, understanding. He made her feel seen. He started bringing her small gifts, little things, an obscure blend of tea he thought she might like. Its aroma filled her small back room. It was a scent she began to associate with him. He would leave notes for her, tucked inside books he knew she loved. Short, thoughtful messages, a quote, a shared joke, a simple "hope you have a good day." These gestures warmed her more than she could say. Siri found herself anticipating his visits. The chime of the bell no longer made her jump. Instead, her heart gave a little flutter. She would look up, hoping to see his bright smile, his eager eyes. She saved him the quietest reading spots. She pointed out new arrivals she thought he would appreciate. Their conversations became easier, flowing like a familiar story. They discovered shared paths in their different worlds. Their connection deepened, slowly, gently, like a story unfolding page by page. It was built on shared laughter, on quiet understanding, on the comfort of presence. Siri felt a change within her, a lightness, a new kind of joy. Forhad, with his boundless enthusiasm, was teaching her. He was teaching her about a different kind of warmth, the warmth of a shared heart. The bookshop was no longer just her sanctuary, it was theirs. One late afternoon, the sky opened up. Rain lashed against the shop window. It drummed a heavy rhythm on the old roof. Closing time arrived. Siri and Forhad stood under the shop's narrow awning, waiting for a pause in the downpour. The air was cool, fresh with the scent of rain. Streetlights reflected in the puddles, creating shimmering pools of light on the wet pavement. It was a world washed clean. Forhad turned to Siri. His usual bright smile was softer now, more thoughtful. There was a nervousness in his eyes she hadn't seen before. The sound of the rain was a constant hum around them. He took a breath. "Siri," he began. His voice was low, almost lost in the sound of the storm, but she heard him. She heard the emotion in his tone. Her heart began to beat faster, anticipating, wondering. He spoke of the bookshop, of how he had come looking for a book, but found something far more precious. He spoke of her kindness, her quiet strength, the way she saw the world. He confessed his feelings, simply, honestly. His words were like a gentle rain themselves, soaking into her heart. Siri listened. Tears welled in her eyes, mingling with the fine mist of rain on her cheeks. She had felt it too, this beautiful growing thing between them. She didn't need grand words. Her answer was in her smile, in the tear that traced a path down her face. She nodded. A soft yes, a yes to him, a yes to this unexpected love. He reached for her hand, his fingers lacing through hers. It felt right, so perfectly right. The rain continued to fall, but under the awning they were sheltered, wrapped in the warmth of a new beginning. Their love story just starting, its pages waiting to be written, promising a future as rich and beautiful as the rarest of books.